And at this point, I want to welcome Mr. Gacoki to share with us about a family. And it's good to see you, Gacoki.
Thank you.
I know you are a father to 3 amazing boys.
Very strong men.
Very strong men.
We call it, in our family, we call it the boys club.
Yes.
We only have one girl.
Yes. Yes.
This one day I said that the mother of our boys and my wife, she's the only girl who sleeps in the boys' dormitory. And we are glad for that.
Yes.
Good.
Wow, it's good to have you, Gacoki.
Yes.
And I strongly believe raising 3 boys, I think for me, you're the perfect person to talk about family, what it means. And as a man, for example, let me just maybe start by asking a question. When you talk about being the head of the family, what does it actually mean?
Let me pick from a distance conversation.
Yes.
And as much as I know perhaps many who are watching us might not be Christian,
Yes.
but let me be allowed to make a reference from the book of Kings for those who read the Bible or those who have come across the Bible. 1 Kings chapter 2 and verses number 2, it came a time when David knew he was going to die.
Yes.
And by the culture of that time, his son was to take over. And I like it the way it is written that he called his son Solomon and told Solomon, act like a man or behave like a man. Being the head of the family, it is not like being like any other person in that family, but you must behave like the head, think like the head,
Yes.
and move like the head of the family.
Yes.
David had to prepare Solomon psychologically and in all aspects. Of course, having had a very rough time with one of his sons, Absalom.
Yeah, sure.
And so he had to prepare Solomon and tell him, you must act like a man.
Wow.
And there's aspect of a man being the head of the family that must and can only be seen in a man, not in the children, not in the mother, not to the house help, not to the parents-in-law, not to the brothers or the sister, but that can only be found in a man. So being the head of the family, it of course I know it's a quite a huge topic to be learned or something to be expanded on various ways. But I think the way I would want to put it in summary, being the head of the family, you must act like the head of the family. Anything that comes into headship or anything that comes with leadership of the family, you must be there to be seen. Those responsibilities and duties where they are man-like, they should only be handled by the man, or they can only be handled by the man. Then you are supposed to be there, unless they are being delegated, or you devolve them. We are in the season of devolution, or if you devolve them, so that at least, even when the person who is handling them, at least he has the authority or has the mandate, and that person can really say, the head of the family gave me the permission to do it. So there is what you call the express authority to do so.
Yes.
I think I've answered the question to the satisfaction of the viewers and the listeners.
Yes, that was huge. I like the fact that you said that being a man in that family, it's not like being everybody else in that family.
Yes.
There's something unique about you being the man of the family. Wow. Maybe talk to us more about your experience and your, as a man of a family. Talk to us about man and family.
Of course, I know by the people who are watching me here, there are those who have more years or who have been married for many years, more than me. But I understand, having been given the privilege, I think we are the only people who are taking water. So, so let me also take the privilege that to talk of the experience that I have as the family.
Yes.
And I'd done some writing as up kidogo. But I think one of the most important thing for a man in the house or in the family is that aspect of being the leader and being the head. Now, all aspects in our culture, and especially in the African culture, it has really much borrowed from even from the ancestors in terms of for those, let me just still be allowed again to use the Bible, the Jewish culture. Right now, for those who are following what is happening is it in Afghanistan, where the Taliban have taken over the leadership of the country. I think it is 2 or 3 days where I could see that there is nowhere, and sorry to use this example, I know it's not the best example, but somebody told me even a bad example can be used as an example. But the only people that can be seen right now in Taliban, including the market, the streets, it's only men. We have those inclination, and it also means then that as a man in the family, you must be there. Number one, not only to be seen, but to offer leadership that can be emulated by the people that you are leading, and also by nature, if God has blessed you with boys like me, that can be emulated by those boys in the family. Because the children that we bring up, they mostly learn from what they see, not necessarily from what they hear us talking. They will actually do what you do other than do what you say. If they see you drinking tea from the jug, but you tell them to drink tea from the cup, when you are not in the house, they will drink tea from the jug.
Yes.
Because that is what they will see you doing. So as a man, you must be there to be a leader 100% in the positive aspect of life. You must be there to be seen. You must be there not only to be seen, but also to be felt. I like it even when I'm away from home, and perhaps my boys are misbehaving, and the mother makes a call, and then when they hear me talking, everything changes. And that one tells you that as a man in that house, they know that there is an authority that can come even through the airwaves. So if they are told, come sugar, if the mother had said so and they were not sugaring, when the father speaks, they will sugar from where from the top.
Amazing.
And so the leadership of the man in the family must be felt. And it is not only the leadership during the day, also during the leadership during the night. You must be there to offer comfort to your people that are there at any point of life. You know, sometimes life, it has its own ups and downs. So you must be there to give comfort, even if yourself you are also not comforted. But as a leader, you must be there. Let me also be allowed to use another scripture where one of the greatest writer in the Bible, Paul, when one day he addressed men and told them that treat women as the weaker gender. Now, my teacher of English taught me, then if the women are the weaker, then men are weak. Then because if someone tells you you are the stronger, then there must be the strong and the strongest.
Yes.
The three, what do you say? Okay, that one I think the comparative and the superlative. So if we had been admonished to treat them as the weaker gender, then it also means then we are weak. But at the time when ups and downs are coming, then we should know they are their weakest point. But then we are supposed to come out very strongly, even when we are weak. and to offer comfort to them, and even to our children. So we are there to protect our partner physically and also emotionally.
Yes.
That one must also be seen in our aspect when you are dealing with when you are also dealing with our partner.
Yes.
Now, I think I should also say that as a man or as a family man, you are always supposed to be secure and confident.
Yes.
Being the leader of the family, even when your spouse or when your children are doing better than you, doing better than you. Of course, here we have men whose their children are in employment or they are in business, but they still remain to be your children.
Yes.
Even in such circumstances, you are supposed to feel secure and confident. It is just like when you are in a war or you are in the battlefield. Right now, as the leader of the family, if you are confronted, if thieves comes at night and you realize that they are really breaking the house, I don't think it is your high time to tell the wife, can you go and look who is there? Or you call the children and tell them, hey, it's at night.
Yes.
We can hear some breakage. I don't know whether you will be telling them, I am preparing, ni kujitayarisha na jitayarisha, nyinyi endageni muangalie, ninakuja baadaye. You know, you are supposed to be there. As in that level of confidence is supposed to be seen in any family man.
Yes.
Even when things are not doing well, as in they are not good financially, as in economically, there is the level of confidence that a man displays that makes the people that are under you to believe you.
Yes.
Like when you tell them, there's a deal I'm working on, and ikivana mambo yatakuwa mazuri. It is different than when you are saying, I am just still trusting God. Oh, these are no blah blah blah, all those things. That level of confidence is supposed to be there. A man, as the head of the family, is supposed to be secure and very much confident. That means that he also treats every person in the family with the respect that they deserve. Being the family man or being the head of the family man means also you treat everybody in that house with the respect that they deserve. Treat your children well. Treat your spouse well as the head of the family with respect. Because I think I need to make reference to the Bible or the good writings. What the book says in Matthew chapter 7 and verses number 12, that treat each other person the way you would want to be treated. So the respect that you are looking for from your children or from your spouse or from the people that you live with, the same measure is the same thing that you're also supposed to treat the other people. That's a very important attribute even in the life of the family man and in the life of as the head of the family.
Yes.
Be there to provide, be there to offer shelter, be there to offer security, be there to protect. Anybody that is under you, you are supposed to protect. You are like an umbrella during the rainy season, where your spouse and your children, they are there, that you are there to hold to make sure that they are not rained on. Or when the sunshine is too hot, you are there to offer that shelter for them. It is not only the physical shelter, but it is the shelter at all the times. I know because of other factors that Steve has talked about, it makes sometimes men run away from the family. But a real man can never run away from the family.
Yes.
He will be there to encourage, be there to make sure that everyone has been fed well, so that when others have been satisfied, na wewe sasa unaweza keti chini ukule ile iko, wale wengine wote kama wamekula na wameshiba. That one can be interpreted in various ways. Be there to offer spiritual guidance, to offer physical guidance, to offer moral guidance, and in everything. And especially to us men who are here and then who are watching us even online, and you have boys in your house. God has blessed you with children who are boys in nature. Be there as a role model. I want to believe when David was telling Solomon that act like a man, he was just preparing him and telling him, the way I have been in this kingdom as a king for the last 40 years, with the way I have been leading, I am giving to you a baton of leadership and the attribute that you saw in me that can be emulated in the positive way. Continue